3, 2, 1, and we're podcasting.
That was zippy.
Hey, we got some intro music.
We do. You know what that means?
Oh, I think it means that we are supposed to sing about the fleet a little bit.
Dang right.
I'm just going to do it then.
Do it.
And we're talking about the fleet.
Who you can never beat.
Undefeated fleet. Walking down the street. With our heads held high because you just can't beat the fleet. Even when you want to cook some meat.
Yeah.
Except, okay, actually, all right.
We got to talk about something.
We need to talk about something right off the bat here.
This is...
Perhaps there is one way in which you can beat the fleet.
Yes.
And that may be in the category of cooking up meat.
Especially steak meat.
Steak meat, yeah. So, if you don't know what we're talking about, the fleet this week released a funny video.
Yes.
Kind of humanizes our players a little bit. It's called Tub Talk.
Right.
And in which Brandon Hodges,
Travis
Freeney, and Demetrius Wright Jr. Demetrius Wright Jr. Expressed their opinions on how they like their steaks well done.
Let's just say,
yeah, okay.
I'm a little disappointed in some of the answers.
Let's listen to the audio.
Okay.
Let's just hop right into this audio.
Go to the audio.
Quick question, guys. So, how do y'all like y'all steaks? I like mine well done.
No. Stop.
Oh.
Demetrius Wright Jr. We're going to have to call you out, Demetrius Wright Jr. Well done steak. That is blasphemy. Even for those of us here in Southern California, who is not necessarily known for our barbecue or steaks. But even us, we know that a well done steak...
That is a food faux pas.
It's a ruined steak.
Yes, it's... I mean, can you even call it steak at that point?
No, that's the steak that you send back to the kitchen and make them recook it.
Right. There's no flavor.
Demetrius Wright Jr., we're going to have you come on and defend this a little bit. Let's see if he elaborates any more on this steak call of his.
All right.
The sauce on it, you know what I'm saying? Cut it up really nice.
Sauce?
I have a little bit more leeway with sauce, depending on what else you may be complimenting with the steak at the time. But typically, a correctly cooked steak requires no sauce.
Correct. The steak provides its own sauce.
Yes. Juicy sauce.
All right, Jonathan Call, thanks for bringing that up in the Facebook group. It did require our attention. The other two in this video, Travis Feeney has medium rare, which is the appropriate way to take your steak.
Correct.
And then Brandon Hodges went with medium well, which again...
That's borderline.
It's still blasphemy.
Okay. I mean...
But
depends. Yeah.
No, that was a big topic on the Facebook group. Jonathan Call brought that up of the Knoxville Fleet fans. He's
good old Knoxville.
Yeah. Fans out there in Tennessee. I got that right? Yes.
You did.
My geography is
now
strong.
Spell it.
Nope. All right, Smith, how you doing, man? We had just had that. Well, first of all, how do you like your steak?
I like my steak, depending on the cut, either medium rare or medium.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Medium, and also sometimes okay.
And also, too, you got to remember what establishment you're at, too, because some don't quite cook it right.
They have different definitions of medium.
So you have to be careful. I'm a big fan of Ruth Chris, which seems to always get it correct.
Yeah.
So, I'm a ribeye fan.
Ribeye. I'm a filet man. Like, I love the filet.
Nice.
It's the tastiest cut of beef, and it's got to be medium rare though.
Okay.
Yeah. Any more than medium rare, and it's a ruined filet.
Oh yeah. Because you lose the tenderness too on that filet.
You do.
So
you do, and I do love the thicker, meatier, fatter cuts as well.
You do.
I go like a good prime rib.
Oh man, prime rib is one of my weaknesses.
Yeah, I love prime rib
with a nice salty au jus.
It's the only way to take your prime rib with that salty au jus. All right, Smithy, we had some announcements for the fleet this week. Some news, some announcements, I'd say. So first of which, one topic's been floating around is the parking situation. When are gates opening, and when and how much is parking going to cost?
Okay, look.
Yep.
They're going to open when they freaking open. And they're going to charge you whatever. Okay, you guys happy?
No,
I'm just kidding.
We actually have some specifics here. Oh, I
got a little angry there. I'm sorry.
One of Smithy's buttons was questions about parking. But yeah, so parking's $20 for a car, $40 for an RV.
Okay.
Now, parking, which is interesting to me because parking at SDSU football games is, I think, $10 or $15.
Okay.
I know it's definitely not 20.
Okay.
I think it's 10. But they did say that this was the parking company and the city company are determining the prices.
Yeah, and it sounds like if there's different prices for the SDSU games, something tells me it's just whatever entity or company contracts with the city and the parking company, that's what they negotiated.
Yeah, I guess. But if the parking is more expensive than the ticket, that seems
That's
off.
really weird, I have to admit. But, hey, the trolley still goes through there.
Yeah, that's true. I guess so. Yeah. And if you want to trolley in and
then come
say
join
hi,
us,
yeah, we'll be out there.
We'll be there.
We'll be kicking it.
Yeah, because there's
like the
two of
kids
us.
say.
So it only. So pack your car full of people, and it only ended up costing maybe $2 a head.
Yep. Now the gates open at 1 o'clock. I guess technically they say 4 hours prior to the flip off,
Right.
which is the terminology that has been adopted by this show and was a big topic of discussion on the old social media sphere this week. Was what are we going to call this first game? I did ask the fleet PR guy, and I said,
I'm sure he's got a good answer.
He did not. No, he said, we don't know. I said, so there's been I asked him, so there's been no official terminology like on what the start of the game is going to be called since kickoff is so universally adopted. And he's like, nope, but I'm walking into a meeting and I will ask.
And we've never heard from him again.
Yeah. It was only about an hour ago, so that's true. It's true. We have never heard
So we don't have
from
to get him on milk cartons yet.
No, yeah. He's not technically missing, which just been an hour since we talked
okay.
to him. So. Yeah, but anyway, so gates open at 1 for all home games, unless they change the time of the home game, and then that would be the flip off time minus 4 hours.
I like it. 1 o'clock. It's a good time. A little brunch.
We used to always have 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock games were the most common for the previous tenant of the stadium. And I always thought it was a little
Early?
a little early
Yeah.
to get going with the drinking and the eating of beefs and things and so on. And you got to get all your beef eaten in before you get into the stadium. This kind of makes me happy. I like a 1 o'clock start.
I do.
Gives us a nice afternoon of imbibing in the beverages and imbibing in the beef.
You can sleep in.
You can sleep in the morning. You don't have to be up at, I used to start preparing and getting all my stuff packed up like super early.
Oh.
And try and be in there in time to get a good spot.
And you were just up the hill.
Yeah, I was super close.
Sorry.
I was super close.
You were really, really close.
So, one of the things, when I moved to San Diego, I chose the location. I don't know if you know this, but I chose the location of my house based on its proximity to the stadium.
Ah, okay.
And that was one of the deciding factors as to why I decided to buy that house.
Nice.
And it was literally, I could walk to the stadium from the house.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So walk back's a killer.
Yeah. So I, was crushed with the team leaving as they were.
Totally understandable.
I sold the house.
You know what?
And then about a month later, the fleet was announced. And I was like, oh, no, my house. Come on back to me.
Foiled again.
Come back. I miss my house. But anyways.
I still got the keys.
All right. Jacinto Delgado asks, is there a chance that we may get personalized jerseys of our favorite players?
I'm going to go on a limb and say yes.
I think there's a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But what we do know with absolute certainty is that come season start, there will be official jerseys and replica jerseys available that are not that limited edition jersey with the wrong logo on the sleeve.
Whoops.
So that's good news. They are not going to be available till the season starts. I'm guessing they're going to be available probably at the games first, maybe, and then on the store shortly thereafter.
It would be silly not to have them on game day.
Yeah, I know. It seemed, but potentially we'll be able to get them before the home opener.
True,
because they'll be available the week before, hopefully. Exactly. So we'll see. But we did talk to the fleet, and they did say that official jerseys and replicas. So there'll be tiers of jerseys available.
That's cool.
At different price points, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would assume the replica ones are the cheaper ones.
Yeah. Yep. And looking forward to those having the correct logos and
right. Hopefully the correct font.
yeah. So looking forward to those for sure. Another big bit of fleet news is that John Kitna, our offensive coordinator, is out. He's
That
out.
son of a gun.
Son of a gun. He's off to Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas
Yep.
Cowboys.
As the quarterback coach.
It's only fitting he used to be a Dallas Cowboys quarterback.
Yep. So he's off to, but that's I don't know necessarily that his time here in the AAF lifted his status to,
Right.
I mean, I guess he technically under his resume now had offensive coordinator of a professional football team.
That is true.
Of which he, made a couple weeks into camp with those, impressive credentials. But now he got picked up as the OC out there in Dallas, and good for him.
Yeah.
But he will not be fulfilling his duties. So the hunt, Smith, is on for a new offensive coordinator.
Well, you know what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking?
We should apply for the job as
We
co-offensive coordinators.
I know a play. I've played a little Madden in my day.
Back in the day, you could design plays on this computer game, which I cannot remember the name of it at the moment. But hey, man, I design plays.
Oh, dang, that's impressive. See, I would just run any play that had an out in the flats.
Oh, you know what?
And that's how I play. That's how I play Madden.
Nice.
If there's an out in the flats,
Go.
I choose that play, and I usually almost always end up throwing to the running back now, which Mike Martz does quite a bit. So I
Yes.
think that might fit in.
I think you know what? I think we got a solid chance here.
Yep.
After the show, we need to throw our resume together. Maybe I can find those files where I put those plays together. We can attach them and just send a package to Coach Martz.
We should. I think we should just show up as if we have the job.
You know what?
Listen,
we have the hats.
we have that. I think we've got a good shot.
There's
at it
no,
now.
yeah. You know what, guys? We may have to put the show on hiatus, or maybe we can squeeze it in. I don't know.
No, we still have time.
Yeah, you know
have
what?
time.
We'll have more access to coaches, more access to players.
That's true.
Oh my! This is getting better and better every second.
Hey guys, hashtag Van Awesome and Smithy for offensive coordinator of the San Diego Fleet of the Alliance of American Football.
Let's make this happen.
Let's make this happen. Now, one of the Facebook users, Jake Parley, asked, will the league allow players and bad public histories in the league? I think that we have an answer to that question already, which is Mike Vick.
Mike Vick, yeah.
So that actually got me thinking realistically, since Smith, I hate to break this to you, but I don't think we're going to be the offensive coordinator of the San Diego Fleet.
Hey, let's not be so negative.
Hey, I'm the pessimist. We established that right off the bat.
Yes.
Or was that on the take we didn't
The
use?
drink is half full.
I think that was on the
Glass
intro
is
we
half
didn't
drink.
use.
I don't know.
But anyway, but he's posing the question, maybe Ray Rice or even Kareem Hunt getting another shot. I think Kareem Hunt's going to get signed by an NFL team.
Yeah.
Despite the, I think next year that he's going to get back on.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. I mean, it's already been announced. Teams are already looking at him and scouting him.
Yeah. Ray Rice, on the other hand, I think he's eclipsed that age threshold by now.
Yes.
And also he almost killed that woman.
Yeah.
So now Mike Vick is an interesting one. He obviously did some horrible things.
Yes.
Being a dog lover that I am, I find myself having a hard time forgiving and forgetting.
Yeah, and that's a hard thing for me too, because I am a fan. Like, look, you paid your dues. You know, you did that debt to society, but it's still it's
just one of those.
still,
It's an unimaginable thing to me. Like,
absolutely.
And he's paid. Like, he went to prison for years.
Exactly.
And he's back. He's back. I feel like he's honestly realized what he done was bad. And if not, at least he's
I admit
a good show of it.
Yes.
But I think he has admitted that what he did was
it's definitely top tier bad.
and not just admitted it, but owned up to it.
And you know what? I think that's a big thing. Owning up to it helps.
Yeah.
It doesn't absolve, but it helps.
Yeah. But he's been full on giving another chance, not only here in the AAF, but in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
he was on Fox pregame show for the AFC championship games, or both championship games as well, which I found interesting because at the same time as that pre-show game, Atlanta was running practices.
Right.
So they were running practices without him while Vic was going and doing his broadcast.
That makes me wonder if that was maybe part of the, I don't want to call it controversy, but confusion, whether or not he had left the team.
I don't think so because it happened so far after. But I do know, in talking to a few people, he makes regular appearances on the Dan Patrick Show, which I haven't listened to in a long time. But I was talking to someone and I had mentioned that Vic was a coach, the offensive coordinator, and apparently, according to my friend who I was talking to, of all of Vic's appearances on the Dan Patrick Show, he's never once mentioned the AAF.
That's interesting.
Or the Legends.
Oh, wow.
Now, I don't know that that's an absolute fact, but I just, based on what I've been told by someone who apparently listens religiously, he's never mentioned it.
Whoops.
So I don't know. But maybe that just hasn't been the topic that they were discussing.
True. You know what? And maybe could be part of the rules from Dan Patrick shows. Like, we're not talking about anything else but this.
Yeah. Now, along these lines, I had an idea.
Okay.
That potentially someone who may pop up in the list of candidates, long shot, but someone with that bad history specifically here in San Diego is someone by the name of Ryan Leaf.
Oh, boy.
Now, I know, just the name Ryan Leaf here in San Diego instantly gets like, what? But Ryan Leaf, like Michael, well, first of all, what Ryan Leaf did was just kind of be a dick.
Yeah. He's definitely rowing that douche canoe.
He didn't do anything nearly as bad as Michael Vick.
He was an ass.
Yeah, he was just kind of a jerk. And
he did commit some crimes after.
After he left, and his life kind of spiraled out of control, and he used drugs and things.
That old Oxycontin will get you every time.
Yeah. But he's turned it around.
He has,
and he's doing a lot of good. And one of the things that's really struck me about Ryan Leaf is his sense of humor about the whole thing and the way that he's.
Are you sure it's the same Ryan Leaf? Because it seems like he never had a sense of humor.
No, he's completely turned the page. He's got a really funny. If you follow him on Twitter, which I highly suggest, he's a funny guy.
No, that's cool.
He's got a very self-deprecating sense of humor, which I think we kind of have here as well. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't know. So one of the kind of storyline around maybe bringing someone like a Ryan Leaf back to San Diego would be like a redemption story, a story of return and redemption, and
exactly.
And I mean, it's a Mike Martz offense anyway. Like, he's probably going to be the one designing and calling calling the plays. It could be a way. He has a radio show now. He still talks
Coach
about
Martz?
Leaf.
Oh,
Ryan Leaf. He talks NCAA football on ESPN radio.
Oh, okay.
So he's still.
So he's got a
He's
gig.
still into the game.
Yeah.
He still follows the game. He's still learning about the game. I don't know that he has any coaching experience. So maybe offensive coordinator is a bit of a stretch.
You know what he could be?
What's that?
He could be our offensive coordinator assistant. Because we're going to need an assistant.
Perfect. All right. That's a much better question. So, Ryan, if you're listening, and I know you are, would you like to be our assistant offensive coordinator?
Yes.
Assistant to the offensive coordinators.
It's a great gig, sir.
It's a great gig. Or you could just come on the show, talk about it.
Or that, yeah.
We'd love to have you on. Yes. So, Kitna's out. Ryan Leaf's in. Definitive.
Hey, don't count us out yet, man.
Or we might be in.
Yes. Come on now.
All right, so moving along, we had our first ever trade in the Alliance of American Football.
Yes.
And
it involved the fleet.
It did involve the fleet. Dave Bowler, our guy Dave Bowler's out there wheeling and dealing. I'm going to take this guy to Vegas.
So
we get from Memphis, a running back, Jihad Thomas. And we gave up San Diego State product.
Oh.
See you, buddy.
Sorry.
Tight end Daryl Richardson.
Daryl Richardson.
Yeah. I don't know too much about either one of these guys. According to the Memphis podcast, they said, oh, dang, Jihad Thomas is really good.
Well,
So I guess we got a good running back. I don't know much about him. We do have a lot of running backs now.
we do
on the team. So
I think Coach March is going to run like a 5 running back set.
it's just every down is a new back.
Yeah, you're going to
They're going to have a first down back, a second down back, a third down back,
and a fifth down
and
back.
a fifth down back. No fourth down back.
No.
Screw
Skipping
those.
it. That's a pass.
Yeah, that's a passing play for sure.
Right.
So yeah, good job at doing trades. Now,
Now, notice something. Sorry, before you.
no good.
Is the fleet is hitting a lot of firsts for this league. Had
Yeah.
the first player go back into the NFL.
Yep.
And now we have a coach going to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Now we just had the first trade.
First trade.
Man.
Now I have some questions. Still unanswered questions. Hopefully we can get Dave on next week. I think we've got a really good shot. It was again 50-50 this week.
50-50.
We're trying to get Dave on again. Dave
Yes.
Bowler. Next week I think it's going to happen.
I'm feeling good.
But I want to ask him about some of these questions. So the big question I have around trading is, can you trade draft picks next year? Like,
Right.
what are the limits? Like, how's this work with everyone on the same playing field? Everyone's got the same salary. I guess it's just like need based.
Makes more sense need based, yeah.
Yeah. So, next year when you have a second year guy making a little bit more than a first year guy, can you trade 2 first year guys for one third year guy, something like that? To kind of, is there a cap?
Yeah, there's a salary cap that you can't. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
so
question.
we know that the contracts progress yearly. Your first year is $75K, your second year is 100, your third year is 125.
Yeah.
So maybe there needs to be some sort of balance in the future. I want to talk to Dave about this. This is very interesting.
Yeah, because that would seem weird. Like if one team started hoarding,
Yeah.
and then price is no object type
Yeah.
thing. I think that would kind of take some of the fun out of the league if that happened.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't really know. But first trade's done, so it can happen. At least we know that.
We know they do.
We didn't know before, now we do.
Right.
All right, guys, we had a contest this
Another
week.
one.
Another contest. This one was a big one.
It was.
This one was a big one. We gave away 4 season tickets.
Holy schmolies.
Holy smackaroonies.
Boy, oh boy, tickets.
So congratulations to Vicente Martinez of San Diego. San Diego's own Vicente Martinez. He's
San Diego famous.
San Diego famous. I don't think so, but he's at VMZ10 on Twitter. But yeah, he's got a beautiful family. He's got 4 young kids and a wife. So good luck choosing which kids to bring to the game. I don't know if you'll rotate through them or choose your favorite.
Choose your favorite, yeah.
Sorry to put you in that position.
Or maybe, a couple just aren't into sports, maybe. So the decision a little easier. Game time decision.
Maybe. If maybe the wife wants to stay home, you can take 3 of the kids and just leave one out. Or maybe one doesn't like football. I don't know.
Yeah, it's possible. But anyways, you can take the majority of the fam.
Yep. Congratulations, Vicente. He nailed it right on the nose.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah, his points total was 68, and the total points in the contest was 68. This was judged on the Patriots-Chiefs game. So, yeah, he got the total points, 0 offset, which means he's a winner.
He's nailed it.
Nailed it. Congratulations.
Congrats, sir. Enjoy the tickets. Enjoy the shoot. I think this is going to be a fun season. Come see us down at the Shipyard.
Come
F19.
say hi. Yep, F19. Well, he'll be in the Shipyard.
Oh
F19,
my gosh.
So yeah, that's
never
where the
mind.
seats
So
are.
you're definitely going to see us at F19.
Yeah, just shout at us. Just shout down in front.
Yeah. Hey, sit down.
Big
you
loud
bearded
a-holes
idiots.
in the front. Yeah. So all right. So now, Smith, there was a second part to this contest.
There was.
Yeah, that is the retweet contest. Now, there was a lot this week.
That was a full
going
hat.
on. There was a lot of retweeting going on. I filled an entire hat full of these names.
That's crazy.
We drew it earlier. We filmed it, and we're going to put that out on the grams, on the Instagrams, or on Twitter, baby. Both. But we do have a winner,
Yes, we do.
which we are going to announce right now. Congratulations, Mr. Arnie Gordon
Way to go.
at Dreamer West AG. You've won yourself a fancy new San Diego Fleet shirt.
Compliments to your retweeting skills.
Yeah, I mean, you're one of the best retweeters out there.
And you won something for it.
I've never won anything by retweeting.
I haven't.
I would like to one of these days.
Well, you know what?
So yeah, hit us up in the old DMs, and I will send you out that shirt.
Yes. Get on it.
Get on it. All right, Smith, moving right along.
We're moving along.
Wow, we're sludging through this. Yeah, but we're at camp highlights.
Oh boy.
Yep, we got a QB race going on.
Uh-oh.
Yep. So right now it seems to be going on between Mike Bercovici and Alex Cross.
Okay.
Now there was one bit of news that came out that was the first kind of indication of who may be taking the lead in this battle.
Okay.
That apparently, according to the press releases, Bercovici has been taking an increased number of snaps.
Interesting.
Practice. Yep. So it would appear, much to our dismay, just based on the fact that Alex Cross and his glorious beard.
That is a heavenly beard.
Yeah. I mean, if we were offensive coordinator, our entire starting lineup would be bearded.
Yep. No exceptions.
We'd probably lose every game.
Whoa. Let's not be so negative, sir.
Okay, no, we'd win.
Especially with those beards.
Yeah, so Bercovici appears to maybe have the early leg up, although I did hear a different report stating the exact opposite in a recent podcast that I listened to. So, but all we have to go off is the press releases that we get.
Well, as the days tick along, we shall see.
We shall find out. The other element is that we know final cutdowns are happening on the 30th.
That's true. 8 more days.
And that is also when the team is returning back to San Diego.
Yay.
I would like to maybe meet the team, get a little posse together, little when they fly home, say, hey, how you doing?
At the airport or at the stadium?
I don't know if they all bus back to the stadium or how it works, but maybe that'll be a thing. Maybe it won't. But yeah, so Jonathan Call from Facebook, he asked,
Johnny Call.
Now, he asked, do we have any linebackers that are truly showing off or becoming a leader on the defense?
Well, I want to start off by saying, actually, this team has drafted absolutely no linebackers. So... No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think that's true. No, that's false information. But so we do have linebackers, contrary to Smithy's false information. And one that I would have to say is taking the lead, at least in my heart, if not on the field, would be AJ Tarpley.
Old AJ Tarpley.
Old AJ Tarpley.
Not old, but old.
Yeah, so his story is pretty cool.
It is.
He used to play for the Buffalo Bills. And was actually
did he start?
He either started or he played a lot.
Okay,
but he had a decent contract, and he actually retired.
Okay,
because of concussions. So now I don't know the specifics on his return if he got medical clearance, but apparently he got a lot of concussions, and they were pretty bad.
Ouch!
And it got to the point where they were saying, "Hey,
dude."
Time to hang it out.
Yeah.
But he's back. So he's making a comeback. And so, I mean, he is a legitimate NFL talent linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
So he has been in the league. He's played. He only was not playing because of a medical reason. And he's back. So I would have to assume that if he's not the leader, he's got to be right up at the top right now.
Pretty cool. And I saw one highlight video where it did sound like he was playing the defensive calls in a couple of sets.
Oh, nice. Okay. So there you go. It looks like AJ Tarpley. I would peg him as probably the defensive captain to start the season.
Hey.
He's got that leadership ability there. So. Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. I'm looking forward to seeing him play.
Yeah, hopefully nice and successful. Gets a lot of sacks.
Yep. Interceptions and sacks. All right, Smith, I want to talk a little bit about the tech that's being developed here in the AAF.
Yeah. I mean, I know there hasn't been a whole lot of info coming out of the league.
Yeah.
But I think we can dissect some stuff from what we've heard.
So there's been a little bit of info, not as much as I think we would have expected up to this point.
Yeah, especially this close to the start of the season.
They're really keeping it tight to the chest, even still, like less 2.5 weeks till the start of the game. So, but we do know that there's going to be a sensor in the ball.
Yes.
Now, this could be really cool for potentially automating the spot of the ball.
Yeah.
If there's a sensor in the ball and there's a whistle when the play is dead,
right?
Then or a time frame, so to speak, when the ball is dead, we should know exactly where that ball is.
Oh, totally. And
Right?
I can't imagine with just today's technology in general, there'd be much of a delay.
Yeah, right. It should be real time.
Yes.
And we do know that they are collecting these stats that from the sensors that are on the ball and in the pads in real time. So there should maybe potentially be a line of communication straight to the ref saying, "Hey, ball's on the 45."
Right. Right.
Right. Which could be really cool and also help speed up the game.
Exactly.
Because you're not going to be, that could be something that could be determined in lieu of a replay.
Totally. Oh, totally.
Now, this same thing goes for breaking the end zone plane. If the ball crosses the end zone plane, it's a touchdown.
Yeah. Simple enough.
Simple as that. No reason to look at it 500 times.
None.
The ball sensor ball says it crossed the plane, therefore it's a touchdown.
And it would be easy to determine whether or not the ball was out of bounds at the time or whatever. Like even on fumble recoveries.
Yep.
You know exactly where to spot the ball. You don't have to sit there and replay it incessantly like the NFL does 20 freaking minutes later. Like, okay, it's a half an inch back.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. The championship games this weekend were brutal to get through. One, because there was terrible calls. But terrible calls aside,
Right.
the replays and the replays and the freaking replay after replay after replay.
The more
I can't stand it, Smith. I'm so sick of it.
I only watched the fourth quarter and overtime of the Chiefs-Patriots game.
Yep.
And it was excruciating.
It is. It's
It
painful.
just seems so scripted, not scripted to where you know who's going to win or that type of thing, but
Yep.
just scripted like, oh gosh, here we go. It's going to be this. Yep, it's that. Oh, let me see this commercial for the 50,000th time now.
Yeah, it's brutal, man, and it's not fun.
It's not. It is not
So
a fun
if
thing to
some
watch.
of this tech could alleviate
that pain.
that pain of the replays. Now, I don't think there's any question that people want accurate spotting.
Oh, totally.
It's why all these replays have come into existence.
And I
right?
get it.
It's people want accuracy in their calls.
Yeah.
But if AAF is developing ways to get that accuracy without the replay, that's hugely valuable.
Oh, totally.
In my opinion.
Totally. It shouldn't take 5 minutes.
Now, we also know, so there's just like the end zone plane, the first down markers.
Oh.
The planes, they could have a
Exactly.
sensor in them. So it could be a
Exactly.
guaranteed, we know when it's a first down. And we know it because of where the ball is.
And not some generous spot
Yeah.
by the ref.
Now, the helmets themselves have sensors in them as well.
Correct.
Now, there's a couple cool things about the helmets. One is it's going to tell you not just what's happening, but how hard the helmet's been hit.
Right.
And if every helmet has a sensor in it, it could do things like make a helmet-to-helmet call.
Totally.
And if the impact is above a certain threshold, that's a helmet-to-helmet penalty.
Right.
Right? Takes the human element, the guesswork out of it. One of the most egregious roughing the calls from this weekend was a roughing the passer call on Tom Brady. The guy literally, I don't know who it was called on,
Right.
but it was the weakest of the weak calls. He literally patted him on the back while Tom Brady still had the ball in his hand, mind you.
So technically, that should not be roughing the
Should
passer.
not be roughing the passer, right? So, but if we had the ability to say no, that the ball was no longer in Tom Brady's hand,
Right.
and had the ability to sense the impact threshold on Tom Brady, that a piece of data could say, hey, that was roughing the passer. He didn't have the ball, and he hit him this hard with his helmet.
Yes.
And not have to rely on a ref who may be
very
at an angle
subjective,
that makes it look a lot worse than it actually was. But so
Yeah, I mean, if I was an NFL quarterback, I would just watch a bunch of soccer and learn how to flop.
yeah, exactly. So no, the flopping is going to become a real thing now.
Yeah.
Smith, a lot of these tech advances are, in my opinion, the big instant replay and all these calls, these blown calls, these missed calls are the NFL's biggest problem.
It is a big problem.
They're the NFL's biggest problem that haven't been solved.
I think that's one of the biggest problems. I think the other big problem with the NFL is the fact that it is just so just cookie cutter now. It's there's no uniqueness anymore in the teams. It's basically the same plays, people just wearing different clothes.
So there's very little innovation. There's very little room for it.
Exactly.
I would say.
It's not called the No Fun League for a reason.
Right. Which, Smith, I think leads us into Conspiracy Corner. Now, I have a brand new conspiracy for Conspiracy Corner this week, Smith. I'm excited about this one. I'm excited. We all know that I think the XFL and AAF are in cahoots.
Yes, we've established that one.
This conspiracy is different.
Oh.
All right. Now, and it doesn't necessarily mitigate my previous conspiracies. It could all wrap into one big conspiracy. Okay. Now, in Charlie Ebersol's documentary
yes,
that he put out about the XFL, he said that the biggest mistake made by the XFL was not having a stake ownership in the fly cam, or the sky cam.
Was the steak well done?
That's true. It was not. It was non-existent. So what they did was essentially rent these innovative technologies.
Okay.
They had no ownership in them. Now,
these
technologies then got adopted. The most notable is the sky cam, the cam that floats above the field and moves around. Changed the game, right? Brand new perspective. It's an integral part of the NFL now. Correct. XFL got nothing for that.
Jeez.
AAF now, on the other hand, is developing tech to potentially, based on our previous discussion, solve the NFL's biggest problem, which is too much replays, too slow of a game, and missed egregious, horrific blown calls.
Right.
Now, if technology could be developed to definitively make some of these decisions based on solid telemetry data of where things are and when they are.
Exactly.
That is a massive, massive value add.
Oh, absolutely.
For the NFL. Because the NFL games can now get faster.
Yes.
So here's the conspiracy.
All right.
We know the AAF has a bunch of money.
True.
We don't know where they got it.
Ooh.
We don't know who's investing. At least not publicly.
Right.
My theory is that the biggest investor, maybe not the only investor.
Right.
But maybe the only investor is the NFL.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's a heavy one.
We've seen widespread support from the NFL for the AAF.
That is very true.
This could be a gigantic proof of concept for new tech to improve the game.
Oh, wow. So create a whole new league in order to basically beta test or proof of concept for the NFL, actually.
Yeah, I think exactly that. Now, I don't know. Maybe it's not the NFL who's investing. Right. Maybe it's another investor. But I think the goal here is to develop this tech and sell it to the NFL. And that's where the real money is going to come into play. Because what's a billion? This is chump change. What's $500 million to the NFL? It's nothing.
Nothing. I mean, they're willing to give owners who want to move teams $400 million to help build a stadium in the current city that they were in.
Yeah, and then owners are like, nah.
I'd rather spend $650 million of my own to move the team instead. But anyway, I digress.
So they got this kind of money, and they got it. They got it for days.
Smith. They do.
So I contend that the NFL, you got an itchy nose there, bud?
It is driving me up the wall.
Smith's been itching his nose the entire podcast here.
Yes.
But yeah, so NFL.
It's not boogers.
NFL, XFL, AAF.
That's interesting, man.
Now,
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. But I'm saying that's interesting.
It is interesting, man. And here's the thing. XFL could be developing another subset of innovations.
Ooh.
NFL could be investing multiple places, hedging their bets.
That's a good point. It's like
you have at it. But I think it's a very, very viable. I think the NFL is going to be paying very close attention. I think this tech that they're going to be developing will 100% move over to the NFL once it's proven in the AAF as a
viable
solution.
Yep.
And what better way to test it, right?
Exactly.
In an upstart league where people are going to be a little bit less
also
fanatical about these results. They're going to be a little less angry about the results. Now, the blown call in the Saints game, the missed.
I did not see that, but I heard about it.
Yeah, it was horrible. I mean, it was the worst non-call I've ever seen. And usually people are mad about too many penalty calls.
Is it so bad of a call Ed Hockley would be proud?
I think even Ed Hockley would have been probably should have thrown that flag. But yeah, it was awful, man. It was one of the worst pass interferences I've ever seen in my entire life, and they didn't call it.
Wow.
Now, there's actually a class action lawsuit being filed against the NFL right now because of that call.
Wow.
Now, the prevalence of sports betting, I think maybe right now that's kind of a frivolous lawsuit.
Yeah. I mean, it's not called gambling for nothing.
It's not called gambling for nothing. But in the future, as the entire nation is moving towards legalizing sports betting,
right,
a lot of money is going to be on the line
at
these type of calls. And if you had sensors in your equipment that could tell you, hey, this guy laid out the receiver
before
5 yards before the ball even got to him.
Yep.
And we could definitively tell that. We have proof, real-time data telling us that. Then, yeah, it's going to get called. Right? So I'm all for it.
Right.
I think it'll speed the game up. It'll take the more of the human element out.
True.
Without losing the accuracy.
Which, you bring up a funny point. Not funny, but I'm not laughing.
Yeah.
But as far as when you said speeding the game up, because the NFL game is, like I said, excruciatingly slow.
Excruciating. Yeah. It's insane.
It's so bad. The NFL wants 18-game seasons. And if you found a way to speed those games up, perhaps that's a way to squeeze in those extra games.
Yeah, you take an hour off every week.
It adds up to, I don't know,
several
2 more
extra
games.
Yes. But that's a good thought, man. But
you may be onto something.
I may be onto something.
Some weird, mysterious people start knocking on your doors. You know you are.
Is that a black helicopter I see above? And thus concludes Conspiracy Corner. That'll do it for Conspiracy Corner this week.
Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? I like to add like an addendum to Conspiracy.
Wait, to what? Conspiracy Corner. Yes.
If you are an anonymous donor to the AAF, hey, give us a call, send us an email, let us know.
Yeah, if you're an investor, we'd love to hear about it. We'd love to hear from you.
And what your thoughts are. What ROI do you expect?
I think the shadow investor is Nathaniel
Frankenheimer
Limpton
the third.
I think maybe that's a cut point.
Possibly.
Nathaniel Frankenheimer Limpton.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. And we're back, Smith.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
What's going on?
Good to see you, man.
Hey, long time no see.
All right, guys, we got a watch party because we're only we're less than 3 weeks away from the opening day.
Boom!
From where the San Diego Fleet take on the dastardly San Antonio Commandorks.
In San Antonio,
which means we have to watch it here in San Diego from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I would like to watch it with a bunch of people.
Yes.
Have a good time.
With all you guys and galses.
Yeah. So we have a location in mind. 55-yard line. It's a restaurant and bar and billiards and we got wings and lots of TVs.
A lot of wood in the interior.
Lots of wood in that interior. It's 55-yard line in San Marcos. The address is 1020 West San Marcos Boulevard in San Marcos, 92078. This is a North County location.
Looks like it might be off the 78 there.
Right off the somewhere in San Marcos.
It's next to the Social Security Administration building.
Oh, okay. So perfect. Yeah.
So if you know where that's at.
If you need to get some things cleared up with your Social Security status, you can do that before or after. They might not.
I don't think they're open on Saturdays.
Nope, never mind. You're gonna have to plan to come up make another trip.
But you know where it's at.
Now you know where it's at. But yeah, so if you want to come out on the 9th, which is a Saturday at 5:00, we will be there. Head on out, say hi, watch some Fleet, cheer them on. And I highly encourage you, if you don't want to come up to North County, do something down there in South County.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty of
some groups.
establishments down there.
Perhaps we can FaceTime each other. Say hello.
Ooh, that'd be, hey, FaceTime.
I don't have an iPhone.
No.
We could Google Hangout each other.
Google the game.
Google the game. So I'm looking forward to it.
Smooth.
Smith's dying. He's really excited. Yeah.
Stop now.
What else were we going to say, Smith, here?
Well, I heard there's a contest put on by the fleet.
Oh, there is a contest put on by the
Yes.
fleet. It's Touchdown Dance Tuesday,
Oh,
which was started by a friend of the show, Daquan Hampton.
nice.
Promptly, therefore, after released by the team, which was heartbreaking. We touched on that last week. But needless to say, he did start off Touchdown Dance Tuesday. They released another Touchdown Dance Tuesday this week, and the fleet is encouraging people to film their touchdown dances and submit them for a chance to show off our moves on the field at SDCCU Stadium before the fleet game. Submit your video by February 5th.
Wow. This sounds pretty interesting.
It does sound pretty interesting. Spiffy, I think we need to ask our listeners to chime in here.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what shall we ask them?
Guys and girl, I know there's at least one female listener. At least one. Should we make a video? How bad do you want to see us shake our respective things in front of a camera?
Oh, yeah.
For a chance to go down on the field and dance in the end zone. I don't necessarily want to do that part.
Right.
That doesn't sound like that much fun, but making the video sounds like fun.
The video will be fun, but come on, before a live audience.
So who
it's
wants
like the
to
good
see
old
it?
days?
Let us know on the old Twitter machine if you want us to participate in hashtag TD Dance Tuesday.
You should put up a poll.
I should put up a poll.
Yes.
I should put up a poll. You're right.
You should.
I'll simplify it for
Yes.
you guys.
And just make it a yes or no.
I'll make it a yes or no.
Or maybe a third
I'll throw
option.
in a third snarky option as I
like
tend to
that.
do.
Oh, Joe.
We have fun
boy.
here at the Shipyard Podcast.
More fun than you realize.
But Smith, all good things must come to an end.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, and what that means,
sorry.
my friend, is that we got ourselves a little bit of outro music to cue up.
Well, do it.
I'm going to do it.
Thank you.
Now, there it is. Oh, I like it. Ooh,
That's
nice.
that's real nice. Real nice. Smooth.
Now, Smith,
Yeah.
in an effort to bring in a higher profile advertiser, I think we have something special planned for this week's outro.
Let's do it.
We have an avant-garde experimental outro for thebeardclub.com.
My favorite.
Beards
No space.
on your face,
Glorious products.
for your face,
Shimmering hair face.
glorious silky beards flowing like they're underwater, but they're not. They're in the air. How do we achieve this facial glory?
The heavenly side.
We go on over to thebeardclub.com, Smith. That's what we do.
You know what? I wonder if that QB goes to the Beard Club,
I bet it does.
because it's looking good.
Thebeardclub.com. Quality beard care products
Oh,
for your quality face.
oh, I like that. Nailed it.
Nailed it. And Smith,
Yes, sir.
this has been the Shipyard.
It has.
Another glorious edition of the Shipyard Podcast.
Number 13.
You and I, my friend, we are the boys at the yard.
Indeed.
Our milkshakes are better than the Commanders.
You damn right. They are.
It's very dramatic.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean,
I didn't like it.
well, we can do it again.
Do better next week, Smithy.
Okay.
No,
14?
you're gonna have to apologize for this one next week.
Oh, boy. Do I have to write a letter?
Yes.